And feel how, as you lengthen here, you're going to open all the fascia and the muscles in the side body. So the quadratus lumborum, especially, even the intercostals here. With your next inhale, stretch your top arm alongside your ear. Good. Exhaling, circle the top arm around, lifting your back heel, rock your back leg to Ardha Chandrasana. And feel what it's like here to scoop your tailbone, wrapping your front buttock under you, spinning your heart open. And then bending your back knee, take hold of the foot, but hug the knee toward the earth. And then feel what it's like here to push your foot into your hand. Oh, breathe into your side body once again. Continue scooping your tailbone here so that you feel a steady flow of energy from your core all the way down through your feet, through your legs, through the four corners of each foot. Exhaling, stretch it out. Glide back to lunge, and then lowering your back knee down, bring your hands to your front thigh. Move the top of this right thigh bone back and scoop your tailbone. Inhale your arms overhead. One more breath here, allow the pelvis to settle. And with your exhale, lower your hands to the earth. And step back, down dog. With your inhale, step this right foot through. And same thing, play with stretching your leg towards straight, working into Trikonasana legs. Feel what it's like here to, again, hold the left ribs and lift them up toward your ear. Now this right sits bone we want to wrap under us so that the steady flow of energy from the core of the body out through the legs and through the feet stays strong and clear. So we root energy from the core down through the legs, which gives us the capacity to really open. So we came here to live out loud. We came here to live in the way that this bigger energy wants to move through us unhindered. What does that feel like to you? With your next inhale, stretch your top arm alongside your ear. Lean back a little bit into your right hand and scoop your tailbone to spin your heart open. With your exhale, circle your top hand down and lunge pose as a transition to Ardha Chandrasana. Looking at the floor, catch your back foot and hug your leg toward the floor. Pushing your foot into your hand, lean back. Deep breath here. Exhaling, stretch it out and glide back to low lunge. Lowering the back knee down, bring your hands to your front thigh. And then pulling your back knee forward, scissor your hips, and inhale, add the arms. Draw the tops of your ears back, curl up and back. And with your exhale, lower your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through your mouth. Inhaling, step your left foot through and pivot your back heel so your back foot is like a warrior one foot. Come on up and again, do what you need to do to square your hips toward the front of the room. And it's not forceful, it's actually by moving the top of this right thigh bone back and then scissoring the hips. Now have to really hug this front knee to the midline. Hook your thumbs at the top. With your exhale, bow to the inside of your front foot, clasping your hands behind your back. Deep breaths here. With your next exhale, release your hands, stretch your heart forward, and lifting your back heel, spring forward to warrior three legs. Make this back leg super powerful, spinning the inseam of your thigh up to the sky as you rise up. Now this is going to be intense. With your next inhale, bend your knee, bring it forward, and take hold of the outer edge of your foot or your big toe as you push your foot into your hand. Top of the left thigh stays back as you stretch your leg towards straight. And add the arm if you'd like. Inhale, come to the midline with your right leg and take hold of the outside of your left foot, or sorry, right foot. You can do this with the knee bent a lot, okay? I have to really work cranking this outer hip away from the shoulder to give more room to the waistline, to the hip flexor, the hip joint itself. Inhaling, stretch up. And with your exhale, glide back again to lunge pose. And then this time, stretch your left leg towards straight once more. Inhale your heart forward. And then exhale, slide the left leg back just a little bit, but keep your back leg so that the heel is lifted, foot's parallel to the sides of the mat. Engage your core here by hugging your legs toward the midline, pulling your left foot back isometrically, your right foot forward, and then scooping your tailbone. And then soften into your breath once again. With your inhale, stretch your heart forward, place your hands, and make your way back to down dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, chaturanga. And then your choice, cobra or upward facing dog. And take your time getting to down dog. No rush. And with your next inhale, step your right foot through between your hands. Pivot your back heel once again for warrior one. Come on up. Do what you need to do on this back leg. So spiraling it in an inner way, in an expanding way. So that means the inner thigh is going to lift up behind you. Instead of this, it's this. Okay? That allows the front hip to draw back and down. Inhale the arms, hooking thumbs once again. What are you calling to life? What are you calling forth the courage, the heart, the fullness to step into? With your next exhale, bow forward. Clasping your hands behind your back, put the other hand on top for this one. See if you can draw your shoulder blades to your back body. And I tend to hyperextend here, so if you're a hyperextendy person, keep what feels like a little bit of a bend in your elbows. So you're not opening your elbow joint, you're opening your shoulders and your heart. Exhaling, release. Stretch your heart forward, lifting the back heel. Inhale up for warrior three legs. Feel the balance in your pelvis and add the arms as you're ready. Spinning your palms up. Breathing into your back body. Then inhaling, come on through, bending the left knee, bringing right hand to your hip and the left hand to the big toe or the outer edge of the foot. Now the right thigh likes to move forward, so we want to pull it back and then taking the knee to the side, stretch your leg straight by pushing your foot into your hand. So stay with your breath. Feel how your midline, whenever you are feeling off, pulls you into a place of connection, stability, steadiness. And then taking hold of the outer edge of your left foot, wrap your outer left hip down, away from your shoulder, stretching your leg towards straight, add the arm. Eventually your gaze can go, looking over your left fingers maybe. And with your inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, glide back and lunge pose. Whew. Lowering your back knee down once again, just pause on this, and then place your hands and step back, down dog. Soften into your breath here. Inhale your left knee forward and over to the side for pigeon prep. Now I always like to look over my shoulder to see that the back leg's parallel to the sides of the mat. If you want a little bit more, you can spin your heart over to the right, and instead of twisting, you'll face your heart toward the floor, but push your right hand into your left foot into the hand. And now lift the top of the right thigh by pushing the right knee down, pulling it forward. And then scoop your tailbone to stretch. Deep breaths here. So if the warrior is fiery all the time, then she can burn herself out. And so we reconnect to a feeling of softness. We even want to be bringing forth everything we're doing with a sense of softness. It's intense, but it doesn't burn us. Inhaling, or other people. Inhaling, come back to center. Good. Now here, lift yourself up a bit, lift your pelvis up a little bit, and bring your left hand to the midline for a thigh stretch. Keep your feet active to support your knees. Breathe the breath of life into all of you. And exhaling, release, and step back to dog. We'll do the other side. Inhale your right leg forward for pigeon prep. Same thing here. Just check over your left shoulder to see that your leg is parallel to the sides of the mat. And then if you want the little twist, you can go for it. But again, the heart faces the floor. This is just more a femur bone deepening exercise than anything else. So push your foot into your hand into your foot, and really scissor your hips. And with your inhale, come back to center, lift yourself up, and then bringing the right hand to the midline, bend your left knee, and go for the thigh stretch. Exhaling, release, and step back to down dog. Feel the difference there in the way that your body is connecting to itself. The energy is flowing through it. And then bending your knees, look forward, walk or jump to the front of your mat. And widen your feet a lot. So we'll go outer hip bone distance apart, almost mat width, maybe mat width for some of you. And then bending your knees, reach your left arm through, stretch your right arm up, and clasp your hands on the outside of your left hip. And keep your legs working powerfully, knees hugging the midline, thighs widening, okay? And then stretch your legs towards straight, spinning your heart open to the right. Good, you might stay here. You might bring your right foot to the midline and shifting your weight over to the right leg, slowly rise up. Again, the right leg, top of the thigh stays back and stretch your left leg towards straight. You can also take Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, which we've already done, so that's cool too. Full stretch, and then bending your left knee, bring it to the midline, slowly come back down and unwind. Pulse with your breath a couple times. Inhale your heart forward and exhale, bow. And then again, widen your feet, bending knees, reach your right arm through and left arm up. Clasp your hands on the outside of your right hip or back. And then I like to, because my arms are long, I'll pull the bottom arm through a little to give me some room to spin open. Now working your legs towards straight, keep hugging your knees in and widening the tops of your thighs apart. Deep breaths here. Bringing your left foot midline, shift your weight, slowly rise up. And stretch your right leg towards straight. Toward being the key word. And with your exhale, bend your knee and slowly lower back down. Good. And then here, you can walk your feet back, lower your knees, and widen your knees apart. Rest back in child's pose. One of my favorite things to do is to bend my elbows. So I get a nice tricep stretch here. Let your breath nourish and support you. And feel this already courageous energy, a sense of clarity, the life force itself, how it moves you, embraces you, expands in the world as you. And then inhale and slowly come up. We'll make our way into a couple of hand balances, so the twisty kind, okay? So first, let's do one more nice twist side body stretch. So inhaling, step your left foot through and keep this back leg active, okay, as you twist and really push down and out on your left side to get in as tightly as possible into this twist. So maybe you're getting your right shoulder to your leg. Now, options, you can Anjali Mudra, you can stretch, or bind. And breathe. inhale to unwind, and we'll simply switch sides. And so same thing, use this right hand to really allow you to push and get more space through the side of your body. And then you can stretch, or Anjali Mudra. Now keep lifting the back thigh way up. And then scooping your tailbone. This pose might spit you out, and it's okay. So there's warrior-like focus here. Warrior-like vision, the drishti, really clear gaze, super helpful. Inhaling, unwind. All right, and now can bend your knees and come into a little squat. So here I find it really helpful as we work into Parsvabhakasana to lengthen through the sides of the body, and now we tend to dissipate the midline, okay? So, you know, the warrior, the spiritual warrior is about living clearly and staying really, let's say, in the midline, in the center, no matter what's happening. So even if there's chaos around her, she's able to be clear and in a space of authenticity, peacefulness, calmness, yet fierceness. Fierceness in this sense of authenticity. So the midline's really important. So as you hug your knees to the midline, move the tops of your thighs back, okay? And stretch this top arm straight. Get really spacious through the side of the body, and then exhale. And I like to place my hands off the mat, okay? This knee wants to hang out, the left one, so hug it in. Then lift your hips and even walk your feet over, diagonally over to the left. There is Parsvabhakasana. Okay, we'll do that on the other side, and then we'll work into a couple different Kaundinyasana options. So the same thing, lots of length. Walk your feet over. Okay, see what happens. I usually don't practice on the carpet, so I think it's really helpful to have hard floors to work hand balances on, especially. So if that's an option for you, I invite you to it. It'll make it a little easier. You'll be able to feel the way that your hands are really grounding into the earth, right? Okay, so first side again. This time, as you stretch, same thing, deep twist. Stretch your legs straight to the side, and then the top leg goes behind you. Now you could chaturanga from there. My toes have bunions. They don't love that. So I've had to stop doing certain things like that. So you've got to listen to what your body is really asking of you. And if that means just back off, I'm going to show you some other options here. Okay. Both legs straight, top leg goes back. Arm bones lift. Okay. Now, what can be really fun is, taking this pose in abdominal versions, okay? So maybe here. So come to sitting, widen your sits bones back and apart, and lean back a bit. Just feel how, if you take hold of the bottom of your knees, the tops of the shins, you can just push your shins into your hands, and it kind of lifts your low back in and up. Okay, we want to do that to the best of our ability. Now inhale here, With your exhale, take your knees to the right as you shift to your outer right hips. And you might use your hands to place your leg on your elbow. And then come back to center, go to the left. Same thing, you might use your hands. So here's air Parsvabhakasana, and come to the center, okay? It's kind of hard, isn't it? But fun. All right, now we'll take, so that's always an option, and if you want to play with that, you can. And when we, anytime people are working Parsvabhakasana in class, you know, this is a really nice option. Okay, it makes you really work in your core, obviously. Okay, this next core exercise, take hold of the legs. This time we'll go to the back. Push your thighs into your hands, lift up, and round though a little bit through your mid-back. Shoulder blades on your back. No hands. Stretch your arms. So same thing here. Regular Bakasana as you bend your knees. Yeah, bring your shins to rest on your upper arms, and you can just move through for a regular Bakasana. And come back. Hi, Baju. Lots of animal visitors today. Hi, I know. And you can do that a couple more times, just flowing through. This is Buju the kitty. Hi, Buju. You stretch your legs straight, what happens? Okay. All right, rest for a moment. And literally just a moment. And we'll move into Ekapada Galavasana and then start cooling it down. Okay, so take a moment to give yourself what you need. If you want to play with Parsvabhakasana or Dvipada Kaundinyasana or Ekapada Galavasana or Kaundinyasana, you can. So that's what we just did. I'll mark it. Parsvabhakasana, Kaundinyasana, Dvipada Kaundinyasana, or Ekapada Kaundinyasana here. Okay. Other side, Parsva, Dvipada. I guess you could do this. Ekapada, and then come back. Okay?